So what we have to do is we have to substitute the value of k, which is 9 into 10 to the power 9. What is the value of lambda? 5 into 10 to the power minus 4. And the value of d is root 3 by 20 meters. If you calculate this, you will get the answer in Newton per Coulomb. This is the answer. Okay, now you can write it down. Now let us start with the next problem. So this is a question from H.C. Verma only. And the diagram that I have introduced here is just to remind you that we have done this derivation yesterday. You have to apply that derivation that result in this problem. Let me give you 2 minutes to try. बताइए अब किसी को डाउट है प्लीज रेज हैंड कैसे करेंगे चलिए ठीक है तो मैं ही बता देता हूँ इसमें हमने अगर आपको याद हो तो हमने एक प्रॉब्लम की थी ये डेरिवेशन किया था हमने जिसमें एक चार्ज रिंग है और उसके एक्सेस पे एक चार्ज पार्टिकल रखा हुआ है ठीक है ना तो इसका एक्सप्रेशन जो था वो आपको याद होना चाहिए बिकॉज वंस वी हैव डन द डेरिवेशन इट शुड बी ऑलवेज इन योर माइंड दिस इज द नॉर्मल बेसिक दैट थिंग वी एक्सपेक्ट every child to know. Now the total charge on the ring is capital Q. Its radius is given as capital R, and this distance x is given as much less than capital R. So somewhere we have to take this approximation into good use. Okay. Now what is the expression? Let us just refresh it. It was K, total charge on the ring was capital Q times x upon x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2. This is what we had derived yesterday. Okay. Now you want this expression to be what? Maximized. No, sorry, we are not supposed to maximize it. We are supposed to find out the relationship that this charged particle will have it with its motion. इसका मोशन का इसका डिस्प्लेसमेंट का क्या रिलेशनशिप है वो हमको निकालना है ठीक है तब इस पे टोटल फोर्स कितना लग रहा है इस पार्टिकल पे इस पार्टिकल का मास है m so the force that is acting on it is mass into acceleration which is equal to k capital Q into small q. The value that we calculated is the electric field at this point. And this charged particle is basically minus q. So it will experience a force opposite to the direction of displacement. It is displaced in this direction, but it will experience force towards the center of the ring. So this force can be written as minus of k cube q x upon. Now this term, right? This term has to be modified based on this approximation. Okay, so if x is much less than capital R, then x square will be much less than. हर्ष कोई डाउट है बेटा? ठीक है, तो अब अगर ये कंडीशन, तो जो डिनोमिनेटर में ये टर्म था हमारा, इस डिनोमिनेटर वाले टर्म को हम लोग क्या लिख सकते हैं? आर क्यूब लिख देंगे डायरेक्टली. This is insignificant in comparison to r square, right? So we can straight away write r cube. So this is r cube and this is mass m. Now you can write the equation of acceleration as f by m. This is d square x by dt square, which is equal to minus of k capital Q by small q upon m r cube times x. Now this coefficient of x is nothing but your omega square. You remember? So if you compare this term with KQQ by MRQ, from here you can calculate the value of time period. Time period is given by 2 pi by omega. Okay, now the rest of the problem is very easy. Write it down. The next concept is, the next topic in this chapter is, and this is the last topic of the chapter. Actually, your electrostatics is divided into 4 to 5 different parts. The first part of electric field and Coulomb's law is over by today. नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम लोग इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल के बारे में स्टार्ट स्टडी. ओके, अब देखो जो नया नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है वो क्या है? इट इज अबाउट द मोशन ऑफ अ चार्ज पार्टिकल इन अ यूनिफॉर्म फील्ड. So let me try to explain you with the help of a diagram. Okay. तो सपोज करो आपका ये एक चार्ज पार्टिकल है. Okay, it has a charge q and it is kept in a electric field E. Okay, so if this field is E, now let me notify you that this electric field is not because of this charge. Okay, there is a charge kept in a external electric field. Okay, so this is your charge particle q having mass m and it is kept in a external electric field E. Now because of this electric field, this charge particle will either experience force in the direction of the electric field or opposite to the direction of electric field, depending on whether this is positive or negative. If this is positive, it will also experience force in this direction. If it is negative, it will experience force opposite to the direction of electric field. That force will be given by Q into E, right? Remember the definition of electric field, it is force experienced by a unit as positive charge, right? So in this case, we have kept Q. So if I multiply this with Q, this will cancel out and I'll get the force, right? Now, if this is the force, then the acceleration of the particle will be given by QE by m. Is this clear? Acceleration of the particle will be given by QE by m because it is forced by mass. So if in terms of vector, if we wish to write, and assuming that this is the only force acting on the body, there is no other force like gravitational force or magnetic force, then you can simply write the acceleration to be this value. Is that clear? So this is what has been covered in this theory part. Okay, now you can go through it. Okay, there is no need to write anything. Just read it out. Anyways, I am going to send you the PDF of this. बस आप इसको पढ़ लीजिए, समझ लीजिए. In this text, you can see that some of the terms are written as bold letters, F, E, and this A. It basically signifies that you can also express vectors in the bold form. Either you use the vector notation, that is the arrowhead on the top of the physical quantity, or you can make the bold letters. So in the print media, bold letters is used. Specifically, you will find all this in Resnick-Halliday. Okay, now based on this, let's do a problem. So this is a problem from Resnick-Halliday. Okay, it is given that there is a accelerating positive charge. Okay, why would it accelerate? Because it is kept in a electric field, a region of electric field which is uniform. Now, how do we arrive at a situation where the field becomes uniform in the entire space? That you will learn in the chapter capacitors. Just to give you a brief idea, in the last class we discussed about the concept of infinitely wide circular disk, if you remember. And the expression of electric field was sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Okay, so similarly here you have this sheet which is positively charged, you have another sheet which is also positively charged. They will have their respective charge density sigma 1 and sigma 2, and all the electric field lines that originate from the surface of the positive sheet will terminate on the surface of negative sheet. So it will in a way create a situation where the electric field is uniform. Okay, so that is not much of a concern now, but I just wanted to tell you that it is very much possible. Okay, now using this